Well, sláinte to everyone who has turned up to listen to another fantastic guest. And God, you're all going to be a wee bit disappointed because if you notice from the title of the programme tonight, it says Quickie 1.1. Yeah. So I just want to pour a wee drink here just for me. I've got a Dunville's glass. Don't even have a brandy glass. Okay. And I've got a Hinch 18, only because I just want to have a wee dram. So for all those that watched, hello Robert, good to see you. For everyone who watched all of the see, you like that? Like that? Yes. That wasn't even meant. Whoever's on the Hinch account, it was in front of me, so I just thought I'd have a wee dram with it. So good. John James, how are we? Listen, everyone who watched, I just really want. I don't know if I've got liver of steel. Yeah, I might have to steal a liver if I can use the words backwards. Yeah. Och, evening, Peter, Martin, how are we? Hello, Robert. Look nice, Paul. Oh, thanks so much. What? Really? I just cut my hair again. I'm doing all right. I'm trying to I really need a hairdresser. I mean, someone needs to. We need to open up so I can go and get my hair done. I want to say thank you to absolutely everybody who watched the last 4 nights. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I really had some great tastings. I'm shocked by how good the Bushmills collection was. And again, so nice being able to sit down with Brendan from Cologne and having a bit of banter with him. Oh yeah, the whiskey. Yes, okay. I got that. And product placement. I know. Look, if I can keep doing that, Hinch pay me. Do you know Hinch pay me like £300 every time I do this? £300 every time I put a Hinch product in front of the camera. That's how much I get paid. And if I do it again, look, another 300. There you go. Yes, Michael. I'm sorry you don't have that. The wee bottles are class, Michael Morris. You know, I'm sure you do have one somewhere. Like if I had a McConnell's bottle, I'd be McConnell's. If I had a Dunville's bottle, Dunville's. I wish these people paid me to to sit with their bottles in front of them. Yeah, the cologne tasting of Bushmills was absolutely brilliant. Right, listen, I've got a couple of things to say. I tried yesterday so hard, actually. I worked over the weekend trying to get my back office sorted so I could launch our events and some of the early bird stuff for the festival. And it just wasn't working. And I tried again today. I was like, oh, can I get it done? It didn't happen. So I have worked out some. I think what was happening was there's a thing where if you order one thing, and some people got in a bit of bother a couple of weeks ago, when you order one thing and then you order another thing which isn't the same weight, it causes a bit of an issue. So look, I think we might have resolved it. So that means we're going to have an official launch here on Wednesday. So official launch on Wednesday for Belfast Whisky Week. What I would say is I want some help. So I want some help from just about everybody for the crack. There's some things that we want people to, to be part of. Look, it's a community-led festival. It's led by everyone. It's led by everyone who wants a drink. It's everyone who wants to get involved and who wants to learn about whiskey, wants to learn about whiskey from all around the world. Remember, it's not just Irish whiskey. So look, we want people to have. I want people to help me. Okay, so in this chat tonight, everyone who's in this chat tonight, and anyone who watches this up until, maybe up until the end of March, if people are watching this video and they come back to this video and they think, what is this video all about? Well, this video, what we're looking for is we're looking for some information. So I'm going to be putting out some polls on just about every social media account I can find. That'll be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all over the whiskey groups. I'm going to be asking some polls, and I want people to be brutally honest. I want people to come out with some really good ideas, because actually we're just at the final stages of sorting out what the festival physically looks like. and I want to get some people's opinions on that. So we're going to start with a poll in here, and I want people to start thinking about it. As I want them to write down, yeah, 3 things. Okay, 3 things specifically. 1, their favorite brand. Okay, and it doesn't matter where it's from. So their favorite brand, I want them to write it down here. Okay, so their favorite brand, I want them to put it down here. Second thing I want you to think about is the brand that you want to see the most. So a brand that you want to see. So your favorite brand, the brand you want to see. And I want you to have a curveball, the most randomest brand that you can think of that you think should attend Belfast Whisky Week. Okay, so you put it in here, put it into the chat. Okay, so I'm going to just put it down here just so everyone can see it, just to make sure we know what we're looking for. But these are the polls that I'm going to put out there. So favorite brand, yeah. Because look, at this stage, I actually have a lot of brands that would like to be involved, and I think that's good. But at the same time, there's only going to be room for so many. Okay, so brand I'd love to see. And 3, like a random brand to get involved. You can see my like, it's like concentration face there. There we go. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go into these chats and I'm going to look at what people are saying. So actually already, I mean, we've got some interesting things. And again, doesn't really matter if you put 2s and 1s next to things. I'm going to be looking at as much things as possible, but it's just nice to see. So obviously Redbreast, I mean, that's going to get big. That's a big mention. Springbank, oh my God, Michael Morris. Springbank would be unreal having it at the festival. So Dunville's, yep. Belgrove, yep. And look, I think Belgrove, we've got Belgrove coming. Dunville's obviously we expect to see Echelonville there also. Okay, that's interesting. So Walsh, Martin, okay, that's really good. Okay, Clynelish, I'm loving it. So don't just think Irish. Let's think outside the box. So Clynelish, yeah, Clynelish, yeah. Tomingate, okay. We'd like to see more Walsh, right? Yeah, okay. Look, keep that going. Cologne 2.0. Aye, everyone wants more Cologne. So I'm going to have a wee drink of that Hinch. And again, I'm just going to put it out there because that's another 300 quid. I'll keep on for longer just in case I can tick. I'm wondering if I get for the second, isn't it? 18 years old. That wine finish is just superb. Like, what else do you want? A 46% whiskey wine finish. That is really, really good. The guys at Hinge have had a bit of crack with your man's wine casks. Terry Cross must be loving it, having a wee vineyard and being able to use those wine casks for his whiskey. It's absolutely great. I'm looking forward to their own stuff. I haven't even tasted their new make. I mean, I don't know what you have to do in order to get new make spirit out of Hinge Distillery. It must be like under lock and key. Glendalough, oh yes. Paul, yes, 100% Glendalough. In fact, I'm looking forward to having Glendalough on the Sláinte series very soon, so we'll see that. Boan, 100%. And again, Robert, we'll see Matthew. Actually, I might not. Will I get Matthew on? Matthew's good crack. But, we could get Michael. We could, we'll get someone from Boan on. Yes, Robert, that's good. Now we're thinking outside the box. English whiskey, yes. Bimber, Lakes. Yeah, think about these. Springbank and Hazelburn. Yeah, I mean that what they have gone over there at Mitchell's is really important. Nicholas, totally agree with you. And you know what? I'm just interested. Yes, Hinch, I'm sure he will. If Jamie's running the Hinch account, he's obviously lying. Not I mean, because he could have got me that to anything. A complete red spot tasting. Complete red spot tasting. Pierre, what do you mean by that? Elaborate. Dingle, yes. Oh my God. Dingle are class. But think outside. Genuinely think about these whiskey brands. Maybe you're not 100% sure. Glengarry. Eamon Haggerty Glengarry. Oh, yes. Here, old school Glengarry. Jesus Christ. Now we're talking like peated Glengarry. That was yummy, yummy. Okay, now we're way on. Maker's Mark. Kenny Ramsey, yes. Weems. Now, are you talking about Weems as in... can I just confirm that with me? Is Weems... Are they independent bottlers at the moment? Is that what that is? Come back to me and let me know what the crack is there. Oh, wow. Non-Irish would be Chichubu. Japanese stuff. Do you know what? That's really interesting. I really want to get... obviously, we're looking around the world and we're talking to people around the world because we really want people to get there. Listen, don't be worrying about price, Connor. That's something we're definitely looking at right now. All right, Peter, I get it now. So you want to go blue, green, yellow, red, right? That kind of idea. You want to see like a spot, like a Mitchell spot kind of range. That's really nice. I think that'd be good crack. I'm sure that we can work something there. And yes, Weems is the indie bottler, 100%. Look, indie bottlers, definitely something we're looking at for the festival is indie bottlers. So have a wee think out there if you want us to contact some people. Now we've made contact and we're making contact continuously. If going Japanese, make sure it's actually Japanese. Yes, Connor. OMG. We're going to want those Japanese spirits, not the Scottish and Irish stuff, which is going into Japan, because we already have that. We have that here. So we want the Japanese stuff, and we're not doing an R Cologne Cougar or I can't even say it. I said Cougar all night. I think it was like this guy. What's this guy on? Cougar, Coog, aye, something. Potchin. I can say that. Potchin. It was lovely. I'm not doing it again. That would be madness. Wolfburn, yes. Michael Marsh, yes. And again, we'll see Wolfburn on the show very soon. And indie bottlers like WD O'Connell, I would love that again. They got involved. They got involved last year. They were super to work with. Dahi O'Connell, great. What about doing pub tastings? I.e., say a pub who's done a few different things. That's not a bad idea, William. Do you know what? It's not a bad idea. There's a call going out actually over the. I might try and get it out tonight, but there's a call going out in the next couple of days to do to work with pubs specifically in and around Belfast. But that's not a bad shout because obviously there's the guys down south getting Ned on for a Waterford tasting. I would love that. Getting Ned on for a Waterford tasting, Peter Galbraith. Yeah. Oh, Ned has like a cult following in the Irish whiskey, doesn't he? Ned's an exciting character down in Waterford. How about an Irish peated tasting? Wow. Pit the peated whiskies against each other. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that. Little Brown Dog for Indies. I don't know if I've had that, Kenny. Little Brown Dog. I'll have to have a look into something like that. But yeah, I think all those answers, all those answers are really interesting. So look, we're have a formal launch on Wednesday night, and now, Robert, you're ahead of it. You're ahead of the curve. Chris Hennessy is already involved. He already has his own set. Don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. I'm not sure if he's going to go down the Aquaviti route this time, but he's going to do something. Okay, yep. Eagle Rare, Bourbons, yep. Balcones. So, I mean, obviously Weller, Eagle Rare, they're coming under the same house. Balcones from Texas. Yep, that's something to maybe look at. Right, Connor, I will look at that. Yeah. As I say, Chris Hennessy, he has his own show. Obviously, Finn O'Connor will have at least one. I'm going to maybe try to rope him into a couple. But think about what you want to see. Oh, sorry, Shane, again, promoting this one. I'm on a hinge. I'm on a hinge one tonight because actually, look, I was due to have a guest on tonight, and actually, because of everything I did last week, I just said, look, I just want to just relax. I was trying very hard to get our early bird tickets out yesterday, and my back end on the computer just wasn't doing what I wanted to do. So I think I've now worked out what it was. I think it's a problem with postage around the world, and I've kind of narrowed that postage back down. So those that want a little bit of information, there's going to be a couple of tickets available, which ideally, because of the people who have been coming on to watch, they're going to get the first chance to do it. So when I'm actually on Wednesday night, we'll let that go live, and we'll keep it at a certain price just for the evening, and then after that, we'll put it to a second tier, a bit like those. What would you call it? I'm trying to remember the name of those. GoFundMe bollocks. Well, it's not going to be GoFundMe, by the way. It's going to be, just get involved with the festival. But that idea, that kind of Patreon idea, you get involved a little bit earlier and you'll actually benefit from it. So what liquid is the Hinch 18? That's very good, actually. It's Irish whiskey. They're using 46%. And I think they told us before. I think they had said it was Cooley. But, I mean, look, we've got a couple of guys in here. Hinch 18. I mean, there's Michael Morris. You can tell, is it Cooley, is it Bushmills? Because people have this conversation all the time about what's in these Irish whiskey brands. Now, at the moment, they're using Chateau de la Lange. Yeah, that's the owner of Hinch, Terry Cross, has his own winery over in France, and it's just superb. I would say this is absolutely stunning. Genuinely one of my favourite go-tos. And the fact I have this little tiny bottle and I got my big one off Michael, it's good. Not Cooley. There you go. You know what that means if it's not Cooley. Jesus Christ, at 18 years we know exactly where it's coming from. Wow, not Cooley, not Cooley, not Cooley, not Cooley. That's why it tastes so good. Water of Life, Kieran McKissick. Good to see you, Kieran. Kieran, I meant to phone you, and I'm going to get on the phone to you right after this. I'm going to give you a wee call because I want a bit of chat. Interesting, MP Moho. Yes, that's pretty interesting. Early bird stuff. Yeah. Evening, Philip. How are we? Irish Pete versus Scottish Pete. Even better. Oh my God, bagpipes. Yep. That'd be class, wouldn't it? Get the Irish pipes in, Uilleann pipes in, and get the Scottish pipers in. Face off between the Irish and the Scotch Pete. I know who'd win there. Obviously. Oh Jesus Christ! Now Hinch is. Look, is it all about Hinch? Is it? Right, there you go. Look, this is to answer the Hinch question. There you go. Da, da, da. But it is good, like. A peat contest would be class. I would love to see who's got the best peat. Now, blind tasting, you'd have to do a blind tasting. I mean, you couldn't fake that one. You'd have to do blind tasting. It wouldn't be very fair on some of the brands. Go blind. And actually, I was saying this, and do you know what I intend to do? I'm going to try and see if I can work it out. I'm going to try and see if I can do a face-off between those high-end, really big mouthfeel Bushmills against some Scotch and see where they sit, because I mean I think the other night I did say, do you know, I think they could go toe to toe. There's an element of those triple distills against the double distilleds in around the same age bracket, maybe using the same types of casks. Bang, let's do it. Let's have a face off. And the festival can allow it to do that. Look, we've got donuts, pairing whiskies with donuts. We've got the food pairings are interesting. I think the donuts one to me is just mind-boggling. And if we get that right, we can get the donuts out to people, and that should be good fun. Yeah, we'll get some Japanese. Not a problem. You want Japanese in the peated contest, Michael? Is that what you're saying? You want Irish, Scotch, and Japanese peated all face off? Okay. Do you know what? We came across a really nice French peated whiskey. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was actually quite nice. Did well on the scoring chart. I need to pour some more. This is good stuff. Cask strength night under 100. Is that like cask strength night 100 under 100 euro bottles? If it is, Peter, that's not a bad shout. Irish sherry cask versus Speyside Highland sherry cask. See, this I don't think everything you're writing here is not going to be taken into consideration. I am definitely taking these things in consideration. You know, a lot of it, we've got a lot of the content already there. You know, but I just want to get people's. This is your one and only chance. Although I'm going to let it run in polls all over the place. But if you come up with some ideas, at least I've said, like, you know, you've had a part to play. You know, you've had a real part to play. Okay, Michael, I will look at that. Yeah. Do you know what? I mean, you're obviously talking about things like the Nika, like Nika Yochi. Yeah. You're talking about that type of stuff, which is really, really nice. Yeah. And I totally agree. If I can somehow do that, I'll look at a PT lineup. I would love people to get involved in that. That'd be really, really good. Do you think your bottle should be in there? Under a blind tasting, potentially. A Bonder doing a festival bottling. Robert, there's already five festival bottles already. I think I'm going to have to. We'll get clarity on that, but we're going to see. Yes, Michael. Okay, good lad. We're going to see some festival bottlings, and we'll be able to talk about them closer to the time. Zoltan, wow, what's going on here? Some of the foreign peated whiskies are actually just made wherever and matured or just finished in Scotch or Irish peated casks. Okay, but again, like, you know, I think it's well worth exploring. You know, I'm happy enough to go and do the donkey work. Cocktail and signature serves. Yes, do you know what? It wouldn't be Belfast Whiskey Week without cocktails in it anyway. So we need some cocktails, and because we're going to be live and broadcasting live, that means we can be in the bar wherever we're at and getting the guys making the cocktails. You know, getting the people like yourself, Sarah. You know, having a bit of conversation about cocktails. Not a problem. And if we can get cocktails out to people pre-made, that'd be absolutely brilliant. I think Teeling should make up for their absence last year with an exclusive. Wow, Eamon. Do you know what? Again, doors are open. Open doors all over the place. I mean, anyone and their dog, you know, can get involved. I wouldn't stop people to get involved. So if Teeling decide to get involved, I think that'd be lovely. I'm not gonna say no to that. That'd be great crack. Blind tasting of new world versus old world whiskies. Yep. Some real interesting whiskies coming from new places. Marcus, spot on. And look, we're trying to get as many whiskey from around the world as possible. Look, last year, Welsh whiskey, Indian whiskey, Australian whiskey, South African whiskey, Dutch whiskey, Swedish whiskey. You know, we didn't stop. I mean, we're literally looking all over the place. We had Cavalan, you know, we had Nika, so we had whiskey. But actually getting those distilleries to step up and do a little bit more, to put in a little bit more of an effort with their whiskies, yeah, I think it'd be really nice to see. There's Richard Kyle hoping for a Teeling box this year. Look, I'm here. Listen, if Teeling want, I'm sure if Teeling know you want to be there, I'm sure Teeling will get in contact, or I'll be in contact with Teeling. We'll say that, because I think, sure, why not? High Coast from Sweden, yeah. Interesting, Robert. You know, we tried our first High Coast, which was a independent bottling of High Coast recently, cask strength. Very different to what I wasn't expecting. Peated, am I right, Robert? It was peated. That could go into that peat face off. The peated Cavalan's actually really nice. Even, you know, talking about Taiwanese. And yes, Sean, down under drams, lots of Australian whiskey to pick apart. One distillery I know for certain in Taiwan done it. Yeah, okay. Well, listen, I'm not 100% sure. They just pour a bit of Scotch in the mix. Cask finished bourbons, Shire port, Irish, Scotch peated, etc. It's a pretty new phenomenon given American distilling laws. Okay, well, you know what? I haven't really thought about the bourbon kind of market. We've got a couple of distilleries going to be involved from the States. We already know that. We've got in Canada, I believe we have a partner now in Canada also. So that's nice to see. going across the pond. So yeah, Marcus had some Israeli grain, in the what in the WWA this year. What's WWA? What is that? Marcus, let me know what WWA is. Is that milk and honey? And if it is milk and honey, that's really interesting. The milk and honey that we've had a couple of bottles, I believe. Really, really interested to see where they're going with that. There were high ABVs. Again, young whiskey, but high ABV. So I wasn't 100% sure what was going to come of it. But yes, so really start rattling your brains. Think of stuff that you want. Put it into the comments. If you see it in like a Facebook chat somewhere, or if you see it somewhere else, no, it's not Canadian Crown, or the Crown Royal. No, it's not. It is definitely not that. Okay, it is an independent Canadian distillery, which is, again, looking forward to those types of things. Indie bottles, both Irish and Scotch. Yes, Nicholas, 100%. Luxco own Quiet Man brand. Get them involved as they have some beautiful bourbons. Blood Oath top. Yeah, do you know what? I mean, obviously I've got such a great relationship with Kieran Mulgrew. I think what he's done at Quiet Man and what he has done, over the years has been remarkable. And Michael, obviously you were part of that vision. So yeah, Luxco. Definitely, if I'm talking to Kieran, he can go backwards through niche and into Luxco and ask those types of questions. That's not a bad shout. Good idea. Kieran will sort it. Yes, well, I will get speaking to him. I'm looking for him. In fact, I'm due a good word with him. Is there any Hungarian whiskey? I don't know, but Zoltan's in the chat just now. We are looking at some unique European stuff now. The distilleries themselves from some of those European countries might not be involved in, but we will try and introduce there's going to be like a random European box, because I think that in the whiskey club that we do drink whiskies from everywhere, and we've had whiskey from Czech Republic, whiskey from Germany, whiskey from Austria. As I said, we came across a really nice French one recently. The Danish stuff, the Stonning stuff. Hopefully we can get Stonning actually involved. that would be very interesting. Then you've got Icelandic whiskey. I think there's Norwegian whiskey now. Someone was saying, so lots of whiskey all around the world, and let's try and embrace that and get tasting it if we can. But remember, there's 70 plus tastings. A lot of them are going to be brand tastings, mainly brands from Ireland, and brands then coming from around the world. But then there's lots of independent tastings at the festival, and they'll be run by individuals or they'll be run by clubs. I believe, I don't know if John McDougall, sorry, Ian Garrett, whatever you want to call yourself tonight, if he's in the chat, but there is a potential. I believe there's a potential here to have a friend at Middleton tasting at Belfast Whisky Week. I'm not too sure. Is that gone live yet? I'm not sure if someone was supposed to say that, but that's going to be, I think that's going to happen. Yeah, there we go. So, and thank you, Robert and Connor. Yep, so there you go. And Zoltan says he says there are Hungarian whiskies. So that, Zoltan, let us know what the crack is, and we'll go chasing these people. Obviously, we want to drink it. Distilled above the Arctic Circle, for real. Are they using like Arctic ice, in the distillation process? That's pretty cool. That would be awesome. Is it the one in Iceland that use like sheep droppings and stuff? Is someone going to someone? I think I'm sure that's been mentioned before. Anyway, let's talk about some of these tickets that are going to be available for people so they get an idea, and genuinely when they tune in on Wednesday, and I can hit a wee button and say, while we're here, they're live, and you can go on and have a wee look. You'll be buying tickets for the festival. Flocky, yes, thank you very much, Kenny. So there's going to be, quite specifically, there's the box I spoke about, which is like a 30 sample box. So 30 samples at a very, very well priced, particularly for anyone who tunes in on Wednesday. It's going to be extremely well priced on Wednesday night. That's your invitation to the festival. That's you You don't need to take part in any individual tasting. You can just pop along, have a bit of crack, just watch the show. You know, you'll get you'll get the login for the show, and you'll get some wee extras. So there's a lot of, it's like a wee extra, you know, ticket, VIP. I'm really going to just call that the VIP ticket. But then you've got some other ones. Okay, so there's ones where you can actually go ahead, and because we're doing 9 days, you know, you can actually pick up at the moment early bird tickets, which gives you one tasting per day at different levels. So there's going to be 3 different levels, 3 different types of events that that we have on the go, and you'll be able to purchase as of Wednesday when we go live. You can purchase those tickets. Quite specifically, you won't know exactly what brands are going to be involved in, or you won't know exactly what those tastings are, but you're going to get a rough idea of when they are and what to expect. But really, just like last year, I don't know if people remember last year, but we had some boxes which it was blind faith. You know, we said, look, get involved. Anyone who got involved in the worldwide exclusive last year literally did benefit from taking a bit of a risk. You know, they got like all of these loads and loads and loads and loads of whiskies. You know, nine whiskies which are all unique to the festival. They actually were all unique to the world at that point until after the festival. And then you know, so the exclusives, that was the brand new Dingle, Cash Strength, Pot Still was in there. You had, well, Cologne launched their Hungarian Oak, you know, in the festival in that box. And again, we didn't even see the Cologne 10-year-old Hungarian Oak until months later coming out. We had Cash Strength John's Lane. So first time Cash Strength John's Lane was out there in the public domain. We had, 14-year-old Masala from the Connacht distillery. Again, that was unique. Hadn't gone to market at that point. You had Red Earl. So the Red Earl, well done, Ernest. So the Red Earl, we had Cash Strength again. Never went to market. It was a one-off just for the festival. What else did we have that was in there? Oh, you had Dublin Liberties. Fair play to Dublin Liberties. They put in I think it was a 5-year-old bourbon Cash Strength, bourbon finish Cash Strength. That was really nice. That was their distillery exclusive. What else did you have? People need to remind me. My memory goes. You had a Dunvilles in there. So again, it pre-released Dunvilles in the box. Someone else is going to tell me there was something in it. Hinch, did Hinch have something? Yeah, they did. Hinch had a product in there. Hinch went with, don't hate me, Cash Strength. Was it Cash Strength Peated? I can't remember off the top of my head. Someone from Hinch tell me what it was. Was it Cash Strength Peated? It wasn't this 18-year-old, I can tell you that for a fact. Was it Cash Strength Peated? Yeah, sure, they'll let me know. Sure, someone's going to watch that and they'll come back in for the crack. But yeah, so look, people took risks. I think actually, I'm not asking anyone to take a risk. I'm just having a bit of faith in what's going on here. So, you know, like, we want to try and get these early bird tickets out so we can engage with the community just at the moment. Amarone, there you go, Amarone, yes. And here, everyone loved the Amarone. Oh, sure, they had the peated in their own wee box, but yes, the Amarone was it. Okay, sure, it was the Amarone. Okay. Listen, I'm still under 18 just now. I'm still getting paid to do that. So yeah, ask me some questions. You can ask questions. You can work away just now. Do you know what I mean? But look, we've got. I think what's important is that we get. Thank you, Michael. And it was 12-year-old Amarone. Super, thank you. Yeah, well, I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. I was like, you know, the thing about that box was which was very important, was that everyone who got it just loved it. In fact, the amount of people who, like, maybe like a month or 2 months later, were still saying, listen, I'm still going through this. This world exclusive box is just right. I'm just excited about doing things like that because I think that we, you know, if we can bring exclusives to the table, it'd be great. I think also, we had the festival bottling in that as well. So we had the festival bottle, which went down a treat, and that was the 10-year-old single malt rum finish, cask strength. Thank you very much to the guys at Clone for making that happen. But yeah, look, big things happening. I would say that, if people really want the festival to or they want a part to play in the festival, then there's lots of things that can be done. I always get people asking me, what can I do? How can I help? Blah, blah. And that's really nice. It's really good to have people who really want to help and help out. I think what would be really interesting is people who, and it doesn't matter where you live, but anywhere, you live anywhere, and if you want to involve people into the tastings, look, as I say, we expect to be here, live in venues. That's what we're doing. And whether or not we can have people coming, there are some messages coming out of the Northern Ireland Executive just now suggesting that bars, or certain types of bars, as long as they've got outdoor space, are going to be allowed to open up, and they're going to be opening up very soon. So I think we're looking at May time for a lot of things to be open, as long as they've meet certain criteria. So for me, that's good, because in some of the venues they're going to be open anyway, and we're going to be taking up some space in order to do some live filming. Did I purchase any whiskey on Irish Whiskey Auctions last night? Yes, Peter, I did, and I tell you why. Because again, I'm always searching for old whiskies, because we'll be looking at old whiskies, as part of the festival. We'll be looking at a pre-1980s or pre-1970s whiskey tastings, Scotch and Irish individual whiskey tastings. So yes, just wondering if there'll be another chance to try the Redbreast 30-year-old from Whiskey Zone. Again, quite possibly, Kenny. Do you know what? I think what obviously IDL will have a part to play in the festival. So Dylan Bass, who are the representatives in Northern Ireland, Joe McGowan, who is probably one of the best ambassadors you'll ever get the chance to meet. He really does take it seriously, and he's such a good sport. He will want to put together his own, his own sessions. They'll have their own sessions, but there'll be an independent session based on Redbreast, no doubt. And whether or not it's Redbreast versus Green Spot, or if it's Redbreast on its own, the fact that everyone loves Redbreast, we will have Redbreast sessions, and again, it'll be looking at the various. I mean, obviously the new Redbreast 10 will be in there. There'll be lots of different expressions. I believe that there's going to be a new Method Madness coming out very soon. So fair play. We'll be looking at lots of different whiskies. We will not be curtailing it, cutting it short. We'll be looking at absolutely everything. So yeah. So Peter, 100%, definitely bought some stuff. I've been buying stuff, all year to make sure we've got some things for the festival that are unique, because or not necessarily unique, but to the point where the chances of you purchasing it as a whole bottle by yourself and open it is pretty slim. You might buy it to keep it on the shelf and maybe as an investment, but you maybe wouldn't have opened it. Whereas we're just going to go, we'll take that, and we'll just buy it, and then we'll open it. And that way people can get a drink of it. And it's still able to provide liquid from different stages of the maturation process. Yes, 100%, and that you will see that, Paul. I think you might see that with a couple of different distilleries and might look at that. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Did I taste the Redbreast 10-year-olds yet? No, and I only just received it. So I was talking about this the other day. I only just received it. I haven't had it yet. And I'm looking forward to it. What I might do, I might not drink it until I have to open it at Belfast Whisky Week. I'm not sure. But a bit of trad pot would be nice. John, that's something to definitely, to try and get hold of for comparable stuff, so we've tried to pick up all those old Redbreast items by pure chance. We've done that in the past. We've opened old Redbreast, and we'll keep trying to do that. We'll keep trying to bring in stuff. I was chasing rabbits last night, and I clearly missed a couple. Do you know what I mean? But I think unfortunately there comes a spending limit. There's only so much you can buy But always on the lookout for certain things. So there was some very interesting purchases made last night. Yes. Right. So keep thinking about all those things. Keep thinking about what you want in there. Brenda, that would be nice to see. Brenda, it would be nice to see. You know what? But see, at the end of the day, there's not an expectation level from my end. You know what I mean? Maybe from the consumer's end, but not from my end. I think from my end, it's nice to see that some distilleries want to be involved, but the independent tastings that can go along, within the Whiskey Week are pretty cool. So I know there's a desire for certain types of whiskey. So we know that. So there's desires, and even from tonight, we're seeing that redbreast conversation, but we're also seeing peated. Didn't even know that was going. That came out well out of left field, but people really got behind that there, so that was interesting. So I'm looking forward to go back to this chat. If you came in a wee bit late, we're looking for ideas of what you want, what brands you want to see at Belfast Whisky Week. So, put in your favourite brands, put in the brands that you're more likely you want to see, and something left field, something you think, well, that could be in Belfast Whisky Week. That's the kind of place it should be. Do you know what I mean? The way I think about the festival, because it is a festival, remember we've got lots of musicians that we want to be bringing on board. Let's remember we've got lots of comedians. There's guys doing food stuff. It is a festival. It's not just a turn up and have a whiskey tasting. No, we Belfast Whisky Week is about providing a festival to everybody. And that should be open. Just like if you're going to Isla, or just like if you're going to Speyside, if you're going to one of these festivals, expect the exact same in Belfast. That's what you should expect. The same type of environment. You know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to bring to people. What was my thoughts on the tour extension, Peter? I think I might have written this down. I think I put a post back into someone's comments. I think it's interesting. I think, to be honest, it had to. See, if it didn't extend, I'd be disappointed. All the big auction houses that are online have all extended at one point. And if they've not extended, they've shut it down and they've reopened it. Do you know what I mean? And they've gone for another day. Actually, I think tours, they could have gone another 24 hours. You know what I mean? They could have done that. Some auction houses have definitely done that in the past. And the biggest auction houses are still crashing and have been crashing in the last, the last 48 months. And they've been around for years. So I think that, IWA got a bit of a kick in last night, and I don't necessarily think they deserved it. I saw a bit of, negative press, and I was like, listen, so, really, are people really that? I was actually looking at some of the hypocritical points. People are like, yeah, I don't put stuff into IWA just in case that happens. Well, what the hell are you whinging for? Don't whinge if you're not using the page. Don't cry when it crashes. I mean, come on. So no, I mean, look, I think it's difficult. I think if you're a seller on the page, and I think if you're selling whiskey and then something like that happens, you might be fearful. I think what it actually did was, it became a wee bit easier. That 2 hour window allowed people to get back on, make some bids. Some bottles might have gone a little bit higher than what they were anyway. That's good for the seller. Is it good for the buyer? Probably not. But then the issue would be, well, if the buyer had put in his bids 1 week ago, you can put a proxy bid. So I can choose if I wanted a bottle and I knew exactly how much I was going to pay for it. I wasn't going to go any higher, then I would put that bid in. And it gets to the last 5 minutes in the auction, and someone says, no, we generally put in 600 quid on a bottle. I want it. I'll pay £610. And they bid it at 610. Now, you should have realised when you put the 600 in that someone was going to do that. And if you didn't, you should have been looking at that stage and going, right, well, do you know what? It's no longer sniped because actually it's getting an extension. So you've got an actual period at that point, maybe about 15 minutes or something, 10, 15 minutes, to put another bid in. So the fact that there was a big shutdown and it went back on for another 2 hours, I actually thought it was really good because it allowed you to go back in. If you're really that precious about that bottle you were getting, then realise that it's an auction and realise that people will bid against you. So unless you went a week ago and put in your highest bid that you were never going to go back from, 800 is the maximum I'll ever spend, we'll put 800 down. because that's what's going on there. So I'm not going to tell you how to run your, or how to get involved in an auction, but really think about the fact that people will bid against you. I'm like, if you've got a live auction, which is exactly what this is, but if you sit in a live auction in a building and someone shouts 200, if you don't shout 250 after it, you're not getting it, because your man's going to put the hammer down, not mine. So that was my thoughts. Was it me that brought the MVR in 1988? No, but I can guarantee you this: everyone who's sitting with a full collection of MVRs must be going, "What am I doing? What am I doing with this? Am I just selling it? Am I keeping it? Am I selling it? Am I keeping it?" Because that was a massive price for one bottle. Have I ever sold in 1988? I don't think so. I think it's probably one of the only MVRs. I think no, I say that. I probably sold a couple of 1984s years and years ago. But I don't collect MVRs. So everyone who knows me knows that I'm not an MVR fan. For collection purposes, don't do that. Just don't buy and sell them. Within the auctions. I'm putting up Grant's VR next time. I'm putting up a Grant's VR next time. Interesting, right? The extension saved me hundreds of euros, right? Peter, is that because you were bidding and then someone bid above you and you went, right, I'll do, mate, and then you don't have that regret of purchasing the bottle? Okay. Yeah, look, there's always going to be that kind of thing. And yes, Stuart, I think it was fair. It was the fairest thing they could have done. And mark my words, honestly, there's other whiskey auction sites out there. They fail, and they fail badly. I actually think what happened last night, it's just it's only because of the amount of pressure on the system. That, listen, let's not forget that a couple of those sites in Scotland specifically, were hacked. At certain points, you know what I mean? And not only were they hacked, so they're targeted, and that caused a lot of issues. It also caused people's data to be breached, specifically, and we've all seen those emails. So, just saying. I think that people, I think it's tough. Like I'm telling you right now, it's been tough me doing the back end for a festival, getting it right. So there must be and I think I'm quite tech savvy. I can use, a computer, and but there's some things that just, I think technically, when it comes to the pressure on servers, you have to be, I suppose you have to have a backup plan. And I think Irish whiskey auctions have a backup plan. They're looking at redesign. I think they've been saying that for a long time. So it's not as if they've been, keeping it quiet. They've been talking about redesign. So good luck to them. I have confidence in them, and I'm still, as I say, quite happy to spend a couple of hours looking at the site, making sure I was getting what I needed. But yeah, I don't know if anyone is, maybe goes on to some of those R sites. Some of those auctions can last from the closing point, let's call it 7 o'clock. That closing point might run until 3 in the morning, and you have to be on for the other 8 hours getting your bids in, and that's even getting to that. You maybe did it a week before and you put your highest bid in, and you got to that snipe point. You're like, right, I'm on here. I'm getting the bottle. I ain't leaving till I've got what I need. So yeah. Look, let's just talk about the festival for a second. Any more suggestions would be great. Think about it. Really, please just think about it. I can't believe, there must be something random. There must be some random thoughts that people must have. What about presenters? Because you're not going to see me. You're not going to see me across the whole week, which will be absolutely brilliant. You might get me 1 or 2 sessions, but I'm not doing what I did last year. So you'll get me in a couple of the independent sessions. You might get me co-hosting with some of the distilleries for the crack. But you're going to see a whole host of presenters from all over the place. Presenters from different countries, joining us, to go ahead, as I say, live in Belfast. So we're bringing presenters to Belfast to present. We want them to be part of the festival. So guys who are maybe bloggers on Instagram that you might see from different countries, maybe you'll see different people, maybe, I don't know, are they called famous? I don't know if they're famous people. famous people within the industry. You know, just well-known faces. Finn O'Connor is he's there. I mean, he's already, you know, booked he's booked his bus from Dublin upwards. Whiskey beer finished, and the beer they were for tasting as well. Michael, do you know what? That's an interesting one, and we have discussed this recently about some of the different finishes out there, and I would like to do that. I know that Hinch have a bottle or 3 bottles because we talked about it recently, and that would be nice to see different distilleries with the beers that they've used for it, and I'm really up for that. Yep, 100%. Exciting stuff, Michael. So that would be nice, and and I think that'd be a nice wee thing for people, particularly if they got them sent to them. You know, they got maybe 4 or 5 whiskies sent to them with 4 or 5 beers, and they can have a bit, you know, side by side. I think we can definitely look at. Oh my God! Now, Brandon, now we're talking. This is what I like to hear. Yeah. So Ralphie, could we get Ralphie on for Belfast Whisky Week? That would be pretty cool. I haven't asked him the question, and I don't see why not. You know, we can ask the question. Trevor McDonald. Do you know what? TV presenters, I would love it. You know, we were supposed to have some big name comedians last year, and we got some good comedians last year, and they were very good. I thought, you know, for the local Belfast scene, and again, we want to see more of that because some of that banter was absolutely brilliant. So we'll see a lot of those guys. But I'd like to see some of the, you know, the kind of named, you know, comedians that we maybe we see on the telly and watch live. I'd like them to be involved in the festival. Yeah, you guys keep on thinking about beers and stuff. Tasting wouldn't start till 10 p.m. Tasting wouldn't start till 10 p.m. What do you mean, Connor? I'm lost with that. Is that to do with Ralphie? Whiskey Jason, yeah, Whiskey Jason, that'd be good. Again, look, I brought Michael. I think one of the things from last year's festival was I was bringing in influencers from different places, different commentators, and yeah, I was trying to get them to. I was trying to get them to be involved, and they really enjoyed themselves last year. So we are reintroducing that, you know. But if people have an idea, I'll just be scrolling through these comments, writing down wee snippets, and thinking about these kind of things. I don't get it, Connor. Am I missing something? Tastings wouldn't start till 10 p.m. now. Oh, right, it's news at 10. Right, Jesus Christ, okay. Well, that's okay, because there will definitely be tastings taking part at 10 o'clock. Alan Anderson, the whiskey comedian. Again, yes, and that's 100%. And look, that's what we want. We want to be. Yeah, I'm doing a wee. I'm doing a wee show in a couple of weeks' time. Might be sooner than that actually. With one of my good friends who's a comedian here, and we'll be having a bit of crack. Because I think comedy works well with whiskey. There you go. Listen, thanks so much, Fergus. Yeah, look, we've got some really nice. Yeah, we've got some really nice people. You're quite right, Michael. We did. I remember that. Was it not the French thing? Italian. Italian cycle race. What do you call it? I want to say Gino or something. It'll come to me. What was it? There's a race. There's a cycle race. Was not something to do with that. Flat Iron Brew. Yes. Giro Italia. Well done. Come on there, Kenny. This is good. Yeah, the Giro, right? The Giro. Wow. Take all the cycle fans out there. Yo, rugby fans on there all day now. Or the Giro d'Italia. And that's pretty cool. And do you know how sad I am? I actually drove out to where they were cycling along the coast up in Ballycastle, and where I'd parked my car, and all of the TV shots, the way the camera was flying over in the helicopter, it continually picked up my car just because you couldn't miss the pink roof on my car. Anyway, yeah. So something to yeah. that was good fun. So yeah, so have a wee think about those things. Keep in mind what's going on. Wednesday, when I'm doing my live show on Wednesday, during that show we'll go live. We'll go live with ticketing. So you're going to see a marked. And please see if you see posts. I really do appreciate this. If people see posts in any of their social media feeds, I don't care where it is, if they want to repost and if they want to like share the message of the festival, that's going to be really good, because we have not once done any type of advertising specific for the festival, and we didn't do it in the last 2 years either. We just didn't do it. I don't think I'd have to check in case I'm talking bollocks, but I don't think we put out posts specific for the festival that were either sponsored or paid for or whatever it was. I think all of it was word of mouth, and for us to get right round the world with word of mouth, that was really, really nice. But I think that we're going to make an effort. You probably will see some some small sponsored or paid pieces of advertising through some social media, just so we can we can again just reach people maybe we didn't reach before. I would like to think that I would love to see. We're going to aim for. I think we're going to try and aim for about 1,500 people. I think that's our plan. 1,500 unique users for the festival, and that sounds like a lot of people. In fact, in my head, it continuously sounds like a lot of people, but I don't think it is, particularly when we talk about world audience, and the fact that when people from America specifically, when you go on and have a wee juke and you have a wee look at the cost to send, you're going to be very pleasantly surprised. People from the south, if you cannot make it to Belfast, do not sweat. The price of delivery has dropped dramatically for you. So we have made it very, very accessible. You might even think that we're giving stuff away. That's that accessible. So look, try and get a lot of people involved, and I think it's only fair, because it's a community-led and a community thought-about festival rather than someone try to make a shitload of money and take the piss at you. Not saying that anyone else is doing that, but that's definitely not what we're doing. Okay. All right. Your namesake, some Aussie guy did it, right? Okay. Jeremy McWilliams for the Dunvilles tasting would be great. I'm loving all this. This is great. Right. Listen. Anyone else want to say anything before we head off here? Look, it was just a wee quickie. I wasn't, I was only meant to come on just to say we're going live on Wednesday, just because I couldn't do some of the back end stuff. So you will see. Sorry, what you might see is some of that back end stuff going up. So if you are smart and you keep a wee eye on the page between now and Wednesday, you might see some of the tickets there already. But it will not go live until we're doing the show on Wednesday night. So it will not be able to be purchased until then. All right. So please don't send me a text message saying, "Here, Paul, can I get this first?" or whatever. And they will be limited. So there will be a limited amount of tickets that evening, because we will just do it for those that are coming in live for the crack. We're going to make it as limited as possible. All right, because we want to appreciate everyone who's taken part in the Sláinte series already. Anyone who's come and watched all of the tastings. We had people, some of those tastings. I was talking about this the other day. Some of those tastings, we only sent out 14 boxes, because that's how much liquid we could send out. We couldn't send out anymore, and yet we had at some points we had 40 odd people watching. That was great, because that made me think, right, people are really interested in those spirits, which is really good for the brands. So the likes of Bushmills. Lauren just had such a ball, and she's still to come on to the Sláinte series and have a bit of crack here also. But really, that makes Bushmills really have to think about upping their game. What can they do for Belfast Whisky Week? The pressure is on them to deliver something. It's not on. It is not on smaller distilleries. So it's on the big boys to deliver. Because everyone else has already stepped up. Maybe something that might or might not work. But a set of PX sherry, then followed by a whiskey finished in the PX cask, then by a PC sherry followed by a whiskey. Right. Josh, we actually did. So that's really interesting. So we will have that again. We're going to have a wine and whiskey pairing. We did it last year. Wine and whiskey pairing was very, very, very important. You know, we got to look at the green spot. So we did green spot with the Leoville Barton. So we did it with the exact wine, and we will do that again. Not the exact same, because again, guys, need to keep on this in my head. Each tasting needs to be unique. You know, it can't be redone. We have to keep on thinking about how tastings can be. All these tastings have to be unique. 70 unique tastings. That's that's going to be very difficult. You know, in some guys, but for some of those tastings, yeah, I'm totally looking forward to like making it as unique as possible. So Josh, Jet, done that already. Michael, it's on the Mexicans. Look, Proximo have been working hard. This Cosby collection has been very, very big for them. And yeah, what else can the Mexicans, what can Jose Cuervo lead with Proximo in order to give us a great Belfast Whisky Week? Because clearly at the moment we're the home of, you know, Bushmills and Hinch and Copeland and Ecklandville and Cologne, Radamon. Like surely we're the home of these distilleries at the moment. We've got something that they can all get involved in. And then look, everyone in the south, every one of those southern distilleries, like I want to champion as much as possible, because there are so many new youthful distilleries that need help, that need their local communities, that need their local Irish whiskey drinkers to get behind. So like I'm really excited about that. I'm very excited about some of the conversations I'm going to see this week with those distilleries to say, listen, well, you know what? How do we work together? How can we get involved? And any of the distilleries that have been mentioned so far, I'll be 100%. Like I will, you know. In fact, I'm just trying to see let me just see something just now, just in case I'm talking mince. I just want to just check something while I'm on the call. Here we go. Sorry for the zero noise going on there. Give me a second. Someone said, let's have a look. Now, anyone who mentioned Teeling, if Teeling is on the call tonight, or they have thing, there was a conversation with Teeling a couple of days ago, so Teeling have the opportunity to come back on a conversation there. So that's a potential, isn't it? That someone people want Teeling involved. So there you go. Look, Sláinte with a Dunvilles and a Hinch inside it. Not a Dunvilles, it's just a Dunvilles glass. All right. So listen, Sláinte, thank you very much. I've had a bit of banter tonight. Good to see everyone. But genuinely, keep the conversation going. Keep it in your head. Should be subtitled for the entire festival. I think the subtitles on this chat on the Facebook and the YouTube live is just absolutely hilarious. I'm so sorry. I really need to start slowing it down, making myself very, very clear, because it is a gag. Like, so listen. Thank you very much, Sláinte. Enjoy your evening. Message me. Get in touch if you've got some crazy ideas. I will 100% take them on board. If I don't, do not hate me. And just anything you want included in the festival, just think about it, because this is the last kind of time to do it. So good night, Sláinte. Cheers, Connor. Thank you very much. We'll see you on Wednesday for that wee launch, an official launch, because we've had a soft launch. Now we're going for the official one. I'm starting to sound Scottish, mate. I could talk here. Listen, I could be Scottish. You want me to be more Scottish? Aye, pal. Okay, that's how we're talking, eh? What kind of Scottish you want me to be, Michael? I'll be whatever. Do you know what? We could go around all of the wee areas. I could be pure BG, mate. All right, how's it going, pal? Coming to watch Glasgow Celtic this weekend? Oh, it's class, mate. Or we could be more like Dundonian. Pal. What's that like up in Dundee? It's a little bit different. They talk a wee bit like that, like a wee bit different. But yeah, listen, Mike, I'm only playing. Listen, good night.